Here's a question for you. Does it sometimes feel like your money's disappearing faster than you make it? Well, part of that reason may be forgotten subscriptions and other expenses, but don't you worry. We are here to help you get some of that cash back. Joining us now is Bernadette Joy, a money coach at Crush Your Money Goals, who has all the tips and tricks. Great to see you, Bernadette.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Look, I couldn't make this up if I wanted to. Right before the show started, I told you that as I was leaving for work this morning, my wonderful, amazing, beautiful wife said, "Don't be mad at me. I forgot to unsubscribe and we just got charged $70 for a subscription." Here's the thing. It's very easy to forget what trial or what subscription you may have added to that. So what's the easiest tip, the fastest, quickest one that you can have so that you don't forget that?
Yes, so I always recommend for people to do an audit of their credit card statements once a month. Today is August 1st. It's a great time to do it. The beginning of the month is to go through those transactions and check to see, do I recognize all of these? And especially, I would actually look for the lower ones because a lot of people will say, oh, it's only $1, $2 here, $10 here, but those are the ones that are probably sneaking up on you and going under the radar.
With that, let me kind of hit you back on this, though. Sometimes it just says Apple.
Yes.
You know, Apple $9.99, Apple $2.99, Apple this. Even though that may be a separate app, it all comes through the Apple Store.
Yes, yes. So what I would suggest in that regard too, and I don't use Apple, I use Google, but same thing, is you go into your account and you look for all of those subscriptions, all those different things that you are potentially subscribed to. And I always tell people, you know, the easiest thing to do is unsubscribe, and if you really need it, you can always subscribe back later. It's not that hard.
It's just a button.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
just
it
a
is.
button.
Now here's a question. Now, how does unsubscribing to these things, how is that going to help you with passive income when you want to do something that's going to be an investment in the future for yourself?
So my thesis is the unsubscribe button will actually help you improve your passive income prospects. And the first thing that I tell people, because people always ask me how to make more money, and before you try to make passive income, I always have to ask you, are you someone else's passive income first? And what do I mean by that is typically it's debt, right? So the first thing I always tell people to do is before you even think about making extra money, look at the places where you're someone else's passive income without you even realizing it. So any of those credit card bills that are going, you know, unpaid with high interest right now, they're 27%.
It's wild.
I promise you, you will not find a passive income source right now that's going to make you 27%. So the first place I always tell people to look at is credit card debt and any high interest debt as places to eliminate before you go into passive income prospects. But then when we talk about actually increasing our passive income, what's the most important thing that you usually need in terms of passive income other than money?
What is it?
Time.
Time, of course.
So think about all of those subscriptions that you have right now that might be eating up your time to be able to grow a passive income source. So I've grown multiple passive income sources over the last couple of years, but it was because I had time to do that. And so one of the things that I really recommend for folks is to look at all of the subscriptions that they have, and not just about how much dollars you're spending, but how much time are you spending on these different things.
It's kind of like switching your perception from being the consumer to being the one that's providing something, switching that like you said, that time and that money that you're spending versus time and money that you could be making.
You could be earning, that's exactly right.
Here's a question, though. We all live with this, and social media is a big part of it. How does social media play a role in it, and how can you try to kind of not get sucked into some of those emails or social media marketing campaigns really to get you to get that?
That's absolutely right. So there was a recent study in 2023 that said that 48% of social media users felt like they were influenced to buy more because of social media. I'm sure you can relate to that, right? But interestingly, 64% of them said they regretted the purchases afterwards. So it's not like we're even buying stuff that we really love. We're buying stuff and saying, oh my gosh, I wish I didn't buy that. So because today is August 1st, I'm suggesting for you and for me, well, maybe we'll keep each other accountable, is to find 5 social media accounts that you can mute this month.
Okay.
So before it used to be awkward where you would unsubscribe from someone, and it could be somewhat like a friend of yours, it could be a company, it could be a product that's being pushed to you. Actually go into your social media feed today and mute at least 5 of them and see how that changes your perception of what you're seeing on social media. The other way that I also think about this is in your email inbox.
Right.
I'm sure you get at least 5 emails a day that's going to ask you to, like, look at this sale, look at this buy one get one, all of those things, right? So I would recommend today make it a goal to find 5 emails that you can unsubscribe to and see how that changes your buying patterns.
Okay, perfect. I have about 20 seconds left. I have one more question that's an important one. Except for those that have the free WBTV News app and watch that way, streaming is sometimes hard because you have those apps and you can't keep track of them because you want all those channels. How do you kind of do something positive there?
So what I've done is I have gone and looked at all of those different apps that I look at, and I pick my favorite one, and decide to double down on the one that you spend the most time on, and then try to move yourself from those other ones. So for example, I watch a lot of Asian content, and so I decided to have one app instead. I only have one streaming app instead of like 10, and I decided to focus my time and energy there, and I got rid of the other ones that I wasn't using as much.
That's a very good point. We're going to get you to download the WBTV News app too. That one is 100% free. I want to put your information up on the screen. These are always great tips to save you some cash. The website, the Instagram handle is right there. Bernadette, it's always a joy to have you here on the show.
Thank you.